Inside Tennis with the Cause is brought to you by Lincoln. There are those who travel, and there are those who travel well.
Hi, tennis fans. The Cause here with you for another exciting half hour inside the world of tennis. We have a very special episode for you today as we take you to the Caribbean for part one of Inside the first annual Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman Charity Tennis Weekend. We'll meet up with tennis star Jimmy Arias as he takes on Davis Cup captain Patrick McEnroe. And we'll have a chance to meet one of America's rising young stars, Brendan Evans, as he takes on the Cayman Islands' top player, Nigel Mitchell. Stay tuned for Inside Tennis with the Cause.
.252 horsepower, 3.9 liter 32 valve V8, four-wheel independent suspension and traction control. The Americans are coming. The Americans are coming. LS from Lincoln.
From first serves to match point. From singles to mixed doubles. Whatever your stage in the game, there's always room to improve. It's easy when you take a lesson from a USPTA certified teaching pro. They stay on the cutting edge of teaching and playing as members of the world's most respected organization of tennis teachers. So get better, faster. Contact the U.S. Professional Tennis Association to find a certified pro near you.
Presenting the residences of the Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman. Condominiums featuring all the amenities you'd expect from the Ritz-Carlton.
Tennis fans, welcome back to the first annual Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman Charity Tennis Weekend. It was a gala weekend sponsored by the Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman benefiting the Special Olympics. Scheduled to open in the fall of 2003, the Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman promises to be the crowning jewel of the islands, renowned as one of the world's leading financial centers and premier diving sites. The weekend began with the Sunset Beach Gala, where we caught up with our good friend Jimmy Arias. What do you think of this place, Jimmy?
Oh, what do you think I'm here? I mean, they invited me to the Caymans, and I said, absolutely. I was here once 6 years ago. It's a beautiful place. And so, of course, I said yes, and I'm back.
The island is very receptive to the people who would like to come here to support the cause that this event is really organized to support, which is Special Olympics. And so it gives us, a special pleasure to have the persons here.
This Davis Cup captain knows how to relax. What are you doing down in the islands, Patrick?
Well, it's a nice opportunity to get away from that stress, Kyle, the stress of the Davis Cup. But it's been a great year so far, and we're off and running. So nice to come down here. I'm getting ready to go over to the French Open in a few weeks, so I'm looking forward to that. Do a little TV, do a little scouting of the French, and a scouting of our team too.
You're down here with the big legends, with McEnroe, with Arias. Who tells you what to do? What do you tell yourself to hold back?
Well, I know I just want to have fun. I talk a lot with my coach, and I talk a lot with my team around me. So, it's just a lot of fun. I really enjoy playing tennis, and any chance that I got to play with Jimmy and Patrick down here, it's an honor, and it's just a lot of fun to come down here.
The Ritz-Carlton is coming to the Grand Caymans, and you're running it. You're the developer. There was a dream for you. When did this dream start, and how did you get involved with this, Michael?
Well, it's actually kind of an interesting thing how it evolved for us. I was living and working in Costa Rica, where I was doing another development there, and apparently they were excited to do a project here, couldn't seem to get one going, and wanted a developer who'd worked offshore successfully. So we met, came to the island. Fabulous site was available. The old Holiday Inn that had been the first real hotel here was sort of running through its life. So we were able to find another site directly across from it that enabled us to create a site that goes from one side of the island to the other. We go from ocean to ocean. And by good fortune and hard work, we've been able to get that all together, and now we have a spectacular Ritz-Carlton underway.
Michael, no doubt about it, the Ritz-Carlton sets the world standard for commitment to excellence in service. What are you hoping to bring unique from some of the other organizations?
Well, I mean, it's no doubt that Ritz-Carlton is widely known. They just, again, this year got the #1 rating in the world for service by the Business Travel magazine. What they can bring to the resort experience, I think, fits so well with what Cayman has the potential for. You know, the safety, the security, wonderful upscale clientele and services, but I think what the island was crying out for was a hotel like Ritz could put it all together. So when you come, you've got everything here, all the natural beauty, and now you've got that effortless, rich service and elegance.
Welcome back, tennis fans, to the first annual Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman Charity Tennis Weekend benefiting the Special Olympics. And now it's time for exhibition tennis. Our first match tonight is going to feature two upcoming players. Nigel Mitten, the Cayman Islands' top player, will be taking on one of America's top juniors, Brendan Evans. Mitten, currently on the ITF Tour and gold and medal winner at the 2001 Island Games. Evans, youngest player at the U.S. Open last year, turned pro at age 14. Joining me in the booth is Scott Smith, Director of Tennis at Cayman Island Tennis Club. Scott, you've seen Mitten develop through the years. What can we look for in his game tonight?
Well, I think Nigel's going to come out strong. He's very, very fit right now, and he's looking to prove himself. So I think he's going to be very excited, and he's going to put on a good show for the crowd.
Hey, what about this young Yank? What do you like in his game, Scott?
Well, to tell you the truth, it's the first time I've seen him, so I'm looking forward to watching Brendan play, but from all the comments I've heard, he's something to watch.
Scott, you and the Ritz-Carlton have really made this a fun weekend for everybody, but now it's time to get down to business. Serving first, Nigel Mitten, who played his college tennis at UNC Greensboro and now trying to make his mark on the Pro Tour, and he does, Scott.
Big ace right down the middle. That was fabulous.
That's not very hospitable of the native. 15 love. Nice approach shot there. Scotty put some pressure on him.
Very good. Didn't give Brendan much of an angle to work with. That was a great approach.
Smart play. Did take the angle away. 30 love. Good deep first serve. Nice backhand there, Scott, by Mitten.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's just an unforced error on Brendan's part. He needs to cut down on those.
You get spectators from all over the globe here, Scott. 40 love. Ooh, he let that drop a bit low, didn't he?
I think Nigel needed a little bit more knee bend on that one.
Tough to get down there sometimes. 40-15. Good baseline duel coming here.
Very good topspin on both sides. Both these guys are hitting some good spin.
Yeah, they're starting to work the ball now, Scott. A lot of angles using the entire court.
Oh, Nigel again didn't quite get underneath that ball. That's his favorite shot. That topspin backhand down the lines is one of his favorites.
He seems to have a lot of confidence in it. 40-30. Another good serve.
He needs 1 game to love in the first set.
Young American serving at love 1. This guy can play on hard and clay. He won both USTA tournaments on both surfaces.
Good topspin serve there. It kicked up high on Nigel that time.
15 love. Good wide serve that time.
Another good kicker. He's got some good kick on that serve.
30 love and cruising.
Again, that was another topspin serve to high to Nigel's backhand.
40 love and ready to close.
That's a closer there. Good flat serve down the middle. That'll do it.
Had a good eye by the young Yank.
Evans, the score is tied 1-1.
Moving ahead, Evans serving at 5-2, 30 all. Nice high, deep, safe return by Mitten that time.
Yeah, both the guys are playing fairly high percentage tennis right now. Except for that shot. Nigel went for a little too much, a little impatient.
First set point, 40-30.
Beautiful low return from Nigel. Forced Brendan to get down low and miss the volley.
Yeah, but I like that serve and volley. How about you, Scott?
No, it looks great. Very good serve there.
Advantage Evans.
Advantage Evans.
And a good serve down the middle.
Yep, no, I don't think Nigel was expecting that one. He was on his heels a little bit there.
Evans wins the first set, 6-2. Scott, what does Mitten need to do to get back into this match?
I think Nigel needs to cut down the errors right now. He's making a few unforced errors. I'm not sure if it has something to do with nerves or not, but I think you'll see a little different player in the second set.
Moving ahead in the second set, Mitten serving at 3-5. Scott, I think he listened to you.
No, he's looking a lot stronger right now. Hopefully this training he's been doing is going to pay off.
15 love. Good deep serve there. There's a short ball. Let's see what he does. Nice stretch on the overhead that time, Scott. He's going to play this one on the bounce.
Well, Nigel needs to put those overheads away, though. He got away with it, though. Good job, Nigel.
He did get away with that. Evans a little casual on his footwork. 30 love.
Big serve down the middle. Very good serve there from Nigel.
He really leaned on that ball, Scott.
40 love.
40 love. Wow, now that's a great return to serve, two-handed going down the line.
No, he caught that one early. That was a fabulous return from Brendan. Very nice.
40-15. I think he fooled him that time by going wide with the forehand, Scott.
Nigel's mixing up his serves. His serves are starting to come alive a little bit.
5-4.
Mitten's back in the set, 5-4. Evans serving at 5-4, eager to close this one out, Scott.
Well, hopefully Nigel's not going to let him close it out.
I like the way they're working the ball, using all parts of the court. Wow, outright winner, long distance forehand winner that time.
Nigel's not timid. He's going for it.
That was some angle, Scott.
Now there's the overhead that Nigel should have put away earlier. That's the way you do it right there.
15 all.
15 all. Short ball, let's see if he comes in. He does. Great stretch volley that time.
Nigel had to dig it out. I mean, he came up with a good shot, but Brendan was on top of the net to put it away.
I read that like a book. Nice penetrating forehand winning volley. 30-15.
Nice high kicker to Nigel's backhand. Nigel had a little trouble with that one.
40-15.
40-15, double match point. I like that high, safe return by Nigel.
Playing the percentages. The deep forehand took its toll on Brendan. He was a little late getting around on that one.
Got a little eager, wanted to try to close it out too soon. 40-30, second match point. I like that one-hander. Oh, he's robbed by the net for the match. Evans wins 6-2, 6-4. Scott, what do you feel both of these players took out of this match today?
Well, I think Nigel, for one thing, I think he got a lot of confidence. I mean, he played well. He moved his speed. He went for shots when he wanted to. And so I think he's going to get a lot of confidence out of this. Brendan, on the other hand, I think he just he used a lot of sheer strength. And he was on his toes the whole time. He had great movement out there, and I think that was the match itself there.
Tennis fans, stay tuned for Inside Tennis with the Caz for our feature match tonight. Jimmy Arias taking on Captain Patrick McEnroe.
We've been at Sea Colony for 25 years, and maybe swimsuit styles have changed, but people still buy homes in this beach community for the same reasons they always have: to get away by themselves, to watch their children growing up, especially to be together. That's why everything we do at Sea Colony is for people like you. People who know what's important. Like showing your kids you're not too old to boogie.
From first serves to match point. From singles to mixed doubles. Whatever your stage in the game, there's always room to improve. It's easy when you take a lesson from a USPTA certified teaching pro. They stay on the cutting edge of teaching and playing as members of the world's most respected organization of tennis teachers. So get better, faster. Contact the U.S. Professional Tennis Association to find a certified pro near you.
The road to success is paved with ambition, intelligence, and desire. Except in those cases when it isn't paved at all. Navigator from Lincoln.
Welcome back, tennis fans, to the first annual Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman Charity Tennis Weekend. And our evening senior marquee match will feature current Davis Cup captain coach Patrick McEnroe against current ATP Senior Tour player Jimmy Arias. Patrick McEnroe is the winner of 17 ATP singles doubles titles and tennis broadcaster for CBS, USA, and ESPN. Jimmy Arias, former number 5 ATP singles player, was a U.S. Open semifinalist and Italian Open winner. Scott, what can we look for from both of these players?
Well, first of all, it's glad to have Jimmy back. This is his second time. He played Roscoe Tanner a few years back, so it's good to have Jimmy back. As far as Patrick goes, it's going to be great to see his awesome backhand. Jimmy, as you know, has an awesome forehand. So it's going to be great to see both players with their weapons.
Are we ready for some action, Scott? McEnroe to serve first, and he's serving with a rather infirm shoulder tonight, but look at them out entertaining the crowd already.
Could be as exciting as it gets. Why do you think I asked him to clap now? Here we go.
I think we can expect that most of the evening. These guys are going to be bantering with the crowd most of the match.
Let's see what Arias does on the second serve, see if he'll run around and jump on it with his forehand. No, he takes it with a great topspin backhand.
Uh-oh. There's the backhand. Jimmy and I talked before the match. He said he had a new backhand he's been working on, so hopefully it's going to get a little better than that one, Jimmy.
15 love. Just called out.
Are you serious?
I think we've heard that comment before.
Indeed we have, Scott.
The pros do it too. That was a double fall. The pros do it too, Dave.
15 all.
Oh, Jimmy goes for the slice backhand on that one.
Both players are doing a good job of keeping that ball wide, deep, working the ball well.
I'll tell you what, you're not going to find better placement of one's backhand than Patrick McEnroe. He has an awesome backhand.
30-15.
30-15. Now he's really running Arias around the court, going east, west, coast to coast.
He may run off the island soon if he keeps doing that.
Not that wide of an island, is it, at times, Scott?
Not too wide.
Well, that was nice and deep. He's got Arias on the run.
40-15.
40-15.
I hope Jimmy hasn't been playing too much golf because he looks like he's going to be running a lot this match.
Boy, how do you like that touch backhand volley by McEnroe?
Actually, that's fairly unusual to see a two-handed drop shot volley. So you just saw something unique on that one.
Absolutely right. Tough to get that touch two-handed. Picking up the action, Arias, the father, two terrific kids, Julian and Spencer, is upper break and serving at 5-4. And what a great serve that was, Scott.
That's a big-time slice serve Jimmy just hit.
You know, Arias can play both surfaces. He's great on hard, great on clay. He was a semifinalist at the U.S. Open and won the Italian Open, and we're starting to see some clay court shots there as he floats the ball with the backhand.
Yeah, Jimmy's playing it a little safe with the backhand right now, and of course Patrick has him on the run, so that's one reason.
That floats a bit wide, but Arias really got hurt that time by the McEnroe angle.
Arias is having to cover some court.
Oh, no, I'm not
Beautiful drop shot.
Well disguised too, Scott.
That's a good thing about the slice backhand, is it actually can be very well disguised.
30-15.
Nope.
A rare double fault by the Arias. 30 all. Wow, what a backhand down the line that was, Scott.
He told me he's been working on that backhand, and there's proof of it right there.
40-30, first set points. And a big serve right down the middle.
Serve, I think Jimmy may have reached about 125 on that one.
He really flattened out, took the first set 6-4. Picking up the action in the second set, Arias is serving at 4-5. 4-5, 15 love. Now there is an angle, Scott.
Unbelievable backhand. Oh, he shanked that one.
I think the court was too open for him.
I think so. I think he felt a little pressure on that one.
30 love. Now that's a great angle again. What a backhand down the line, Scott.
Yeah, Jimmy really stayed down on that backhand. That was perfectly executed.
40 love. Got a little eager, may have looked up that time.
I think so.
McEnroe can really angle that ball. Volley goes a bit long.
Game Arias.
Both players held serve to take it to a tiebreak. Serving first, McEnroe. Remember, it's the first player to win 7 points with a 2 points margin.
Again, look at that backhand. Hardly ever down the middle of the court.
1-0 Arias. There's Arias' forehand. Boy, he really applied some pressure that time, Scott.
Yeah, he also had a nice angle on that one, too.
2-0 Arias. I think as the match gets longer, they're starting to play stronger, both players, Scott.
They're both looking very, very strong out there.
0-3. Now there's an outright winner with confidence galore.
It's just an unbelievable backhand again. Juniors, if you're watching, that's how to hit it.
1-3. Nice high, safe, clear. There's a change of pace, Scott. And it forced an error from McEnroe.
Oh, that's nice.
Moving ahead, Arias serving at 4-2 in the tiebreak.
Patrick having a little trouble when he has to move.
Kind of floated that ball wide. 2-5. Now there is a big-time backhand down the line, Scott.
He caught that one early, therefore he didn't give Jimmy enough time to get on the other side of the court.
3-5.
Oh, I had that so big time.
But he got a bit eager that time, Scott.
I think so. It would have looked beautiful. It would have gone in.
Was he really flattened out on that, Scott? 6-4. Double match point. Good deep serve down the center. He is really getting some confidence on that topspin backhand.
Yeah, he really is. Patrick keeps working to that side.
And there it is, Scott. Darius wins 6-4, 7-6. A great senior exhibition out there, Scott.
Oh, it was some great tennis. I hope everyone enjoyed it.
Arias wins 6-4, 7-6.
Matchpoint Tennis Review is brought to you by Matchpoint Tennis. Take your game to Matchpoint and beyond.
Hi, I'm Joel Greenbaum, president of Matchpoint Tennis. I'm here to review 3 new racket technologies. The first one is a new racket from Fisher. What I like about this particular frame is the ability to customize the balance of the frame. The racket actually comes with lead plates that you can add actually under the head guard of the racket to change the balance of the racket. In this case, if you wanted to make the racket more head heavy, you would add the additional lead plates here for the balance to change the balance of the racket. The next racket I'd like to talk about is from ProKinex, their kinetic technology. Their technology consists of hundreds of chambers inside the frame of the racket that are actually filled with little lead balls. What this does is when the ball hits the string bed, the energy is transformed through those chambers that are filled with the lead pellets, and it actually helps to absorb the shock. It's a very, very comfortable technology and very popular for people that are looking to prevent tennis elbow. The last technology that I'd like to talk about today is Wilson's new Triad technology. This technology features a 3-part construction featuring a separate head, which is actually separated, as you can see here, by a neoprene rubber, which helps absorb the shock. And then once again, it isolates the head from the handle of the racket. And once again, this makes it a very, very comfortable racket to play with.
Come to Matchpoint Tennis for South Florida's largest selection and the best prices anywhere. Guaranteed. Our master technicians string and customize rackets for top tour players, and they'll help you take your game to the next level. Right now at Matchpoint, buy a Fisher Pro 1, Pro Extreme, Rally, Spicer Spirit, and get a gear bag, hat, plus Gamma Live Wire string free. Now open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday from 8 to 8, Saturday and Sunday too. Take your game to Matchpoint and beyond. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
The road to success is paved with ambition, intelligence, and desire. Except in those cases when it isn't paved at all. Navigator from Lincoln.
Tennis fans, we really enjoyed bringing you today's show. We've got some great shows coming up, so plan to join us. But until then, remember, in tennis scoring, love means nothing, but love of the game means everything. Keep alive your love of the game. Love you, tennis fans, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye for now.
Tennis fans, be sure to join us next time for part 2 of our very special Inside the Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman Charity Tennis Weekend, as we give you a preview tour of the Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman. We'll take you behind the scenes of the hotel that promises to be the Caribbean's top destination. We also have more tennis action for you as Arias and Evans team up and take on Minton and Captain McEnroe in an exciting doubles matchup. So check your local listings for time and be sure to join us again.
Inside Tennis with the Cause is brought to you by Lincoln. There are those who travel, and there are those who travel well.
Hi, tennis fans. The Cause here with you for another exciting half hour inside the world of tennis. Today, we'll be taking you back to the Cayman Islands for part 2 of Inside the Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman Tennis Charity Weekend. We'll take you on an exciting tour of the beautiful Grand Cayman, above water and below. You'll get a preview of the magnificent Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman. And we'll bring you some entertaining doubles action as Jimmy Arias and Brendan Evans take on Nigel Mitten and U.S. Davis Cup captain Patrick McEnroe. Stay tuned for Inside Tennis with the Cause.
.252 horsepower, 3.9 liter 32 valve V8, 4-wheel independent suspension and traction control. The Americans are coming. The Americans are coming. The LS from Lincoln.
Come to Match Point Tennis for South Florida's largest selection and the best prices anywhere. Guaranteed. Our master technicians string and customized rackets for top tour players, and they'll help you take your game to the next level. Right now at Match Point, buy a Fisher Pro 1, Pro Extreme, Rally, Spicer Spirit, and get a gear bag, hat, plus Gamma Live Wire string free. Now open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday from 8 to 8, Saturday and Sunday too. Take your game to Match Point and beyond. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
From first serves to match point. From singles to mixed doubles. Whatever your stage in the game, there's always room to improve. It's easy when you take a lesson from a USPTA certified teaching pro. They stay on the cutting edge of teaching and playing as members of the world's most respected organization of tennis teachers. So get better, faster. Contact the U.S. Professional Tennis Association to find a certified pro near you.
Welcome back to part 2 of Inside the Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman Tennis Charity Weekend. The Cayman Islands, nestled in the calm blue waters of the Western Caribbean, offer some of the most fascinating attractions in the world. This 26-mile island is home to the Cayman Turtle Farm, the only one of its kind in the world. The turtle is the island identity.
Well, turtles were probably the reason the Cayman Islands were colonized. Back in 1503, when Columbus was coming to the Caribbean and discovered Cayman Islands, there were lots of turtles here, so he named them Las Tortugas. Since then, the name has been changed to Cayman Islands, but the turtles are still very significant here.
A unique way to see the island is on horsetop. Leisure beach horseback riding is a real delight along the ocean side on a beautiful, clear morning. But for the ultimate thrill, you've got to go full throttle in the corral. Many books, picture guides, and magazines have been published on the subject of diving in the Cayman Islands. But quite simply, these islands have the best scuba diving you'll find anywhere. One of the prime attractions is Stingray City. You can swim under, over, and around stingrays as they brush their velvety bodies against you. A lot of times I've been told, go to hell. Some people told me I look like hell. Well, what the hell? I am in hell. Up from Georgetown, on the outer part of the island, is hell. The rest of the island is paradise, but this section, in hell, looks like hell, as you can see from the rocks below. Hell brings out the devil in all of us. Welcome back, tennis fans, to the Cayman Islands. And now a very special treat, a preview of the Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman.
This model gives the viewer an aerial view as if you were flying over the entire project. Here on the left, we have 7 Mile Beach, one of the most beautiful beaches in the world, white sandy beaches with crystal clear waters. Right directly on 7 Mile Beach, we have 71 oceanfront condominiums that will be part of the Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman.
Impressive, and look at that view. No obstructions at all.
None whatsoever. Each and every unit will have a full unobstructed view leading out to 7 Mile Beach, the Caribbean Sea, as well as a sunset from your terrace each and every night. Our units start at $2.5 million up to $9.3. And I'm very pleased to say that all of my 9, 8, 7, 6 millions are all sold at this point.
Let me tell them, you are 60% sold already.
We certainly are.
You haven't really officially broken ground yet.
Well, we are at this point going vertical, so it's very exciting. But yeah, I'm fully confident within the next 3 to 4 months we'll be sold out. The entire hotel will actually have 366 rooms in total, both on 7 Mile Beach as well as across the street. Here we will have our pool bar with 2 large oversized swimming pools, one directly on the beach as well as one across the street. We will have over 12 different restaurants and bars throughout the entire resort. One of our restaurants will be located right here, and it's actually the fine dining restaurant. Upscale fine dining, offering 60 seats, a private wine tasting room, a private dining room for up to 14 guests, a 5,000 bottle wine cellar, as well as private wine cellars available for all of the owners of the residences for their own collections. Directly oceanfront, we will have our all-day dining, which will serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner, indoor-outdoor seating. This restaurant will carry an aquarium theme. There will be huge aquariums filled with tropical fish lighting up the entire restaurant. On the 3rd floor, we will have the first convention center on the island. And underneath our conference center on the first 2 floors, we will have our Ritz-Carlton Spa, which will be managed by the Ritz-Carlton and is in excess of 20,000 square feet. There's going to be over 30 treatment rooms, 22 massage rooms, private trainers, state-of-the-art fitness facilities. That in itself is a reason to come to this resort.
And I know another reason, the golf and tennis, and we'll be excited about getting to that soon.
Yes, Dave, here are the tennis courts. We will be having 4 clay courts.
State-of-the-art courts, the hydro system, underground irrigation.
Exactly.
Nothing but the finest.
Nothing but the finest here. Now we have our Greg Norman designed golf course, exclusively created for this project. He's made this a very challenging course. This will be a 9-hole, a full 9, 3,600 linear yards. And each and every hole, as you see, will have water. So for those of us with water phobias, it will be quite challenging.
Very challenging indeed. And very long on one of those holes. You exceed 600 yards, and that is a challenge for many of us.
It will be for me. And of course, the Golf and Tennis Clubhouse, in excess of 12,000 square feet, which will hold yet another restaurant serving lunch and dinner, as well as a private owner's lounge for the owners of the residences and private locker rooms. These are 3 islands that will be built in between the golf course. And actually in phase 1, these islands will be built and fully landscaped, and then upon completion of phase 1, we'll be building these golf course villas. Absolutely stunning. And then in the back, last but very much not least, we have our estate homes, our estate lots for private homes actually, which will be a gated community. We will also have a marina, a private marina for boat slips for the owners of the residences, which will, of course, have access leading out to the North Sound through a series of interconnecting waterways leading all the way up to the hotel. All of the residences, as well as all of the hotel guest rooms, will offer all top-of-the-line, high-quality finishings. As well, all of the kitchens will offer top-of-the-line chef's appliances. We will have sub-zero fridges, the Viking double convection ovens, granite everywhere. I don't know if many people realize, but this particular project has been labeled a generation resort, in that future hoteliers or developers of hotels will actually emulate this property in terms of its concept and designs. So it is setting the standards for the future.
How big of an impact is tennis going to have on your Ritz-Carlton down here?
Well, we've paid special attention to it in putting the hotel together. We have 4 clay courts to begin with and a whole tennis center. It's been an integral part of the layout. It's not, as unfortunately happens in some other resorts, where it's an afterthought, sort of tucked behind the parking garage or whatever. It's right there. It's central. And, as a key amenity to play down here in the tropics, we think it's going to be long-term a big part of it, and we hope to see it growing.
Well, you're bringing clay for the first time to the islands, and I know a lot of these natives are very excited about that.
Oh, absolutely. We have great support from the Department of Tourism. You'll see when we're out on the courts the next couple of days, huge local interest. There's a lot of people who play here, and I don't think any of them believe that we could really attract this kind of talent. And now everyone's just going, wow, we're here, the people are coming, it's going to be a great weekend.
We'll see this guy and his other love, tennis on the court. We'll see him tomorrow in action. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much.
Just when you thought Grand Cayman couldn't get any better. Presenting the residences at the Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman. Condominiums featuring all the amenities you'd expect from the Ritz-Carlton.
The road to success is paved with ambition, intelligence, and desire. Except in those cases when it isn't paved at all. Navigator from Lincoln.
We've been at Sea Colony for 25 years, and maybe swimsuit styles have changed, but people still buy homes in this beach community for the same reason they always have: to get away by themselves, to watch their children growing up, especially to be together. That's why everything we do at Sea Colony is for people like you. People who know what's important. Like showing your kids you're not too old to boogie.
Welcome back, tennis fans, to Inside Tennis with the Caz on beautiful Grand Cayman Island. Patrick, right now your major job is getting the kitchen ready for the food and beverage operation at the Ritz-Carlton here on Grand Cayman. The Ritz-Carlton is known for worldwide cuisine, the best out there. I mean, I can't tell you how much I enjoy having a fine dinner at the Ritz-Carlton. But you're here on the island and it's relaxed. What kind of influence will the island have on the food and beverage?
Well, you will see in the elaboration of the menu a lot of local product in it, and such a conch fritter. You will see on the menu, I'm pretty sure, the conch chowder, some turtle dish, which is probably one of the few places in the world you can have it, and a lot of local product and a Caribbean flair to the preparation of the dish.
It was a complete tennis weekend, including a morning tennis kids clinic, where the island future stars got inspiring instruction from Davis Cup captain Patrick McEnroe.
Good. Close in volley, punch it. That's a good punch. Hold on, hold on.
There was motivational encouragement from the ever so charismatic Jimmy Arias.
Come on, I need intensity. You freaking island people, are you too used to laying under the coconut trees?
And age identity was no problem to the island tennis champion one of these, as they related to 15-year-old Brendan Evans.
Get up, get up. There we go. Great movement. Low forehand. Bend your knees. There you go. Come on.
And the island's favorite son, Nigel Mitten, was on hand to inspire his island junior fans.
It's all my wrist. Watch my wrist, right?
Nigel, you made a lot of fun for these kids today on the island. Tell me, for yourself, what was tennis growing up like here on the island?
It's a learning process up until you're about
12 or 13, and then you really have to get outside the country and go compete abroad. Because it's just, you know, you grow up with the same, 20, 30, 40 kids, and then right then your growth is kind of stopped. You stun your growth, as you say. So you need to really go out and find new competition, because tennis is a sport where you have to play other athletes. It's not like a track and field where you're competing against a stopwatch or a clock. You have to go and compete against other competitors. So you have to really go out and find what's not available on the island.
Brendan Evans, you're on top of the tennis world right now, but there was a time when you started as a kid. Do you remember your very, very first time on the tennis court?
Yeah, definitely. I was in Wisconsin at a country club, and it's the same as this. We just had 50 kids on 3 courts, all crowded, and we were just hitting balls. And, it's a lot of fun socially, but it was just fun to come out and hit some balls for the first time. But I know how it is for all these kids. They're excited to be out here, and I think it's awesome.
Scott Smith, you've worked with all the juniors on the island, the top juniors, the beginning players, the new players, but a special player for you had to be Paul Howard.
Yeah, he was. Paul was a special kid in not only my life, but everyone here at the club.
Paul had a brilliant career ahead of him. What happened?
Paul was a student at the Nick Bollettieri Tennis Academy. That was his dream, to go live and train there. That's all he talked about day in and day out. He spent probably about 4 or 5 months there. He contracted a form of meningitis, and he died within 24 hours, actually. It was a tragic, tragic circumstance. So he didn't get to fulfill his dream. However, the one good thing about it is he was doing what he wanted to do, and that was to train at Nick Bollettieri Tennis Academy, and he really enjoyed that.
The Special Olympics got a bonus boost as Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman CEO and developer Michael Ryan challenged PMAC to a single showdown at $1,000 a game. Ryan started out a bit tentatively and immediately was coached by the inspirational Arias. Arias, as he has done in the past with Monica Seles' game, got the tennis zealot Ryan back on track. He switched hands on you, Michael. Go for it. Ryan closed out the match with an ace and a smile as wide as the island. But the real winner was the Cayman Islands Special Olympics. Michael Ryan, even for a guy like you, this project's got to be a bit stressful at times. You've chosen the sport of tennis to relieve that stress. What do you like most about this game?
Well, I think the fact that you can play it all the time, you can play it from a very young age to, very late in life. Guys like you can still play.
I get younger each year, and you better believe that.
But, it's a lot of fun. It's in a climate like we have down in Cayman. It's ideal. You can play year-round. It's gorgeous. And there's certainly a day or two you want to go and hit the ball, and you might see somebody's face on it, but that's okay. It's a great way to get the stress out.
Hi, my name is Scott Smith. I'm the tennis director at the Cayman Islands Tennis Club. Today my tip is the slice backhand. What I'd like to talk about the slice backhand is mainly the preparation and the follow-through. Basically, the preparation is just, first of all, getting your continental grip, making sure you get a full shoulder turn, and the most important part is actually following through out towards the target. Most people make the mistake of slicing down and collapsing the wrist. Make sure you keep your wrist firm, follow through out towards your target, and keep your left arm back.
You play with anybody, you even play with me. Where did you get this love of the game, Jimmy Arias?
I don't know. I have to give credit to my dad for that particular trait, because he did say, for me, any chance to play is a chance to get a little bit better. I've always done it.
I think that could be a downfall of a lot of players. They only want to play up. What can a player get out of a match when he actually is playing down?
Well, you can work on things that you don't particularly feel comfortable doing. For instance, if you don't like to volley, you come to the net a little bit more, work on your volley, those type of things. There's always things, exactly. I'm using myself in a way as an example for that. So, certainly you can work on your weaknesses when you're playing someone a little bit lower than you.
Hi, my name is Scott Smith. I'm the tennis director at the Cayman Islands Tennis Club. My tip for today is the top spin serve. The most important part on the top spin serve is that you get your toss slightly back behind you and you're hitting up the back of the ball and the wrist pronates outward. Make sure that you do not come around the ball. You're actually coming up the back of the ball. And the reason for this is we want to get a high margin for error, let the top spin take its toll on your opponent so the ball drops in the court and kicks up high, making it hard and a difficult return for your opponent. That's my tip for today.
Come to Match Point Tennis for South Florida's largest selection and the best prices anywhere. Guaranteed. Our master technicians string and customize rackets for top tour players, and they'll help you take your game to the next level. Right now at Match Point, buy a Fisher Pro 1, Pro Extreme, Rally, Spicer, Spirit, and get a gear bag, hat, plus Gamma Live Wire string free. Now open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday from 8 to 8, Saturday and Sunday too. Take your game to Match Point and beyond. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
.252 horsepower, 3.9 liter, 32 valve V8, four-wheel independent suspension and traction control. The Americans are coming. The Americans are coming. The LS from Lincoln.
Presenting the residences of the Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman. Condominiums featuring all the amenities you'd expect from the Ritz-Carlton.
Welcome back, tennis fans, to the first annual Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman Charity Tennis Weekend, Part 2. And now it's time for some exciting doubles. Playing in the feature match tonight, Jimmy Arias and Brendan Evans. Arias, former number 5 ATP singles, U.S. Open semifinalist, and Italian Open winner. Current ESPN commentator. Teaming up with Brendan Evans, youngest player in U.S. Open last year, turned pro at age 14, and just signed a 5-year Nike contract. Opposing Patrick McEnroe, current U.S. Davis Cup captain and coach, winner of 17 ATP singles and doubles titles, broadcaster for CBS, USA, and ESPN. Teaming up with Nigel Mitten, Cayman Islands top player, winner of gold and silver medals at the 2001 Island Games. Joining me in the booth, good friend and tennis director at Cayman Islands Tennis Club, Scott Smith. What can we look for in this doubles match tonight, Scott?
Well, Dave, I think you're going to see an interesting match. You have Jimmy Arias, who was primarily known for his singles play. You have Nigel Mitten here, our own Nigel Mitten, who basically, I think he would tell you, too, he's more comfortable playing singles and doubles. And then you have one of the best doubles players in the world, Patrick McEnroe, and then Brendan Evans on the other side, who has played a lot of doubles in the juniors. And so I think it's going to be very, very interesting with the different styles of play that we have.
Serving first, Nigel Mitten. Good wide first serve that time, Scott.
That was definitely a good serve. Jimmy had trouble reaching that one.
He really pulled him out wide. Nice angle volley that time by the Macker.
The old two-handed backhand volley, which again is very rare in the sport today.
You know, he does more with that two-handed volley than most guys could ever think of doing. And there it is again, Scott.
There's a prime example of it right there. It's amazing.
McEnroe, Mitten rolling 40 love. Great first service there. Nice return that time. And there, right down the center. Clean and solid, Scott.
That was a good close in by Nigel. He really closed the ball out and put it away. That was very well done.
Moving ahead in the action, Evans serving at 5-4. 40-30 set points. Good first service. Just out. And the game and first set go to Arias and Evans 6-4. Well, we had two non-doubles players winning that first set, Scott.
Yeah, that surprised me a little bit. I think the quote doubles players need to put away the volleys a little bit better than that.
McEnroe and Minton went on to win the second set 6-3. Picking up the action in the super tiebreak 7-6. Remember, you've got to win by 2. First team to score 10 points wins the super tiebreak. He got away with an average second serve, 8-6.
Patrick's serve isn't one of his notable shots right now. I think he had a little surgery a few years ago, so his serve doesn't have the same speed he used to have on it.
I know he's told us, Scott, that the shoulder just is a bit infirm this week, and he has trouble really getting that double lever and bending. There is a slam dunk.
There's the poach, I think, that Nigel wanted to do last point, so he saved it for this one.
And all of a sudden, this tiebreak has really turned around. They were down love 4. Now they're up 9-6. A second serve opportunity for Captain McEnroe. There it is, Scott. They came from behind.
That was a great volley, great attacking shot by Nigel.
McEnroe, Minton win in 3 sets, 10-6 in the third set, super tiebreak. Scott, a great weekend of tennis, singles, doubles, the Pro-Am, the clinic for the juniors, the parties. What a great time you had for us down here.
It's been a fabulous weekend. On behalf of myself, the Tennis Club, and the Ritz-Carlton, we'd like to thank you for coming down, the Sunshine Network, and we look forward to working with you again next year. It's been great.
Be sure to join us for our next show as we take you to Sawgrass for the USPTA Florida Convention, Williamsburg, Virginia for the USPTA Mid-Atlantic Convention, and Club Med for the top boys and girls 12 and under players at the USTA Super National 12 and under Championships.
Tennis fans, we really enjoyed bringing you today's show. We've got some great shows coming up, so plan to join us. But until then, remember, in tennis scoring, love means nothing, but love of the game means everything. Keep alive your love of the game. Love you, tennis fans, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye for now.
Inside Tennis with the Cause is brought to you by Lincoln. There are those who travel, and there are those who travel well.
Hi, tennis fans. The Cause here with you for another exciting half hour inside the world of tennis. We take you to Sawgrass for the USPTA Florida Convention, Williamsburg, Virginia for the USPTA Mid-Atlantic Convention, and Club Med for the top boys and girls 12 and under players at the USTA Super National 12 and under Championships.
252 horsepower, 3.9-liter 32-valve V8, four-wheel independent suspension and traction control. The Americans are coming. The Americans are coming. The LS from Lincoln.
From first serves to match point. From singles to mixed doubles. Whatever your stage in the game, there's always room to improve. It's easy when you take a lesson from a USPTA certified teaching pro. They stay on the cutting edge of teaching and playing as members of the world's most respected organization of tennis teachers. So get better, faster. Contact the U.S. Professional Tennis Association to find a certified pro near you.
We've been at Sea Colony for 25 years, and maybe swimsuit styles have changed, but people still buy homes in this beach community for the same reason they always have: to get away by themselves, to watch their children growing up, especially to be together. That's why everything we do at Sea Colony is for people like you. People who know what's important. Like showing your kids you're not too old to boogie.
The beautiful Ponte Vedra at the exquisite Sawgrass Resort.